Hello, my mathematicians. This is Miss Foster with Math in Focus, Grade 4, Chapter 10, Lesson 3 on horizontal and vertical lines. This is just a beautiful lesson because it brings so much of what I love about math right into art, and it brings art into math. I know that when you've been working in your art classes, you've been talking about the horizon. That horizontal line, and that's where the word horizontal comes from. It comes from the word horizon, and it all usually goes back and forth, dividing the sky on the top from the earth on the bottom. And sometimes, like if you're in the mountains, you might get some pretty cool horizons that are all kinds of crazy lines. But if you're at the ocean or in the middle of Ohio, probably that horizon line is pretty flat. The opposite of horizontal lines then are vertical lines. They go straight up and down. And so vertical lines go up and down, and think about a vertical drop. I know, like when you're dealing with roller coasters, there's a lot of going up and down. And the more vertical it is, the faster and harder the fall, in my opinion. There's no resistance to stop it from just dropping right down. So the vertical lines go up and down, the horizontal lines go back and forth, and they meet. They are perpendicular to each other, meaning they meet at a right angle. We use this in art and math all of the time. So anytime you have vertical lines and horizontal lines, you have right angles, you have perpendicular lines. Now we can see all of this when we are looking at just anything anyone would build. So this picture is of a playground. And where can we see lines that are horizontal? I'm going to choose red for that. I see one here, I see one here, I see one here. And if they want this play structure to stand upright, they're going to have a lot of horizontal lines, because you could think of the horizon as matching gravity. There's something to think about. What about vertical, Miss Foster? Well, let's change to a nice different color. I'll choose blue, because a lot of our lines here are already vertical. They're already blue, too. Look at that. And we know that they are built, this structure will be built with lots of right angles and lots of perpendicular objects, because that's the right angle for building. Now you can see that all of my blue lines are parallel to each other. They're equidistant between them, going in the same direction forever and ever without stopping. They will never intersect, even if you could stretch up these bars up to the sky, up to the sun, they're not going to meet. They're parallel. But we also see that the red lines are all perpendicular to the blue lines. And now I'm beginning to wonder, why is it that I don't have an R here? I don't know. Let's move on. This picture shows a container of water on a table. Name all the line segments that are described. So we're looking for horizontal line segments. And do you notice they're kind of forcing you to go right ahead and use that system for naming points and line segments that you learned earlier in the chapter. So let's see, what's horizontal here? Well, definitely AB. Wouldn't you remember? I make a line segment and I write AB underneath it. And then in my case, I go right up here to the top of my smartboard and get a thinner pen. Ooh, CD is horizontal, isn't it? Line segment, CD. Sometimes I like to pretend I'm inviting these line segments to a party and they all need to wear name tags so they can become friends. Ooh, right here's a horizontal line, I and J. Line segment, I, J. Sorry for calling it a line last time, it was not. It was a line segment. But sometimes the artist in me forgets that we're doing math. Ooh, vertical line segments. Definitely EF, don't you think? Or would you prefer FE? As I'm writing it, I will tell you that it is the abbreviation for iron that you will learn in chemistry. Ooh, how about GH right there? Or HG, either one. So do you notice how they're forcing you to read the vocabulary and to practice how to name line segments? This is on purpose, my friends. And if you're struggling to remember, yay! Trust the process, you're doing the right stuff. Okay, ooh, more, but now with real life pictures. Okay, in this picture, they just want the vertical line segments. Do you see that? They're making you read that and understand the vocabulary because they want you to learn the vocabulary. The vertical line segments here, I'm going from F to I right away. That's where I started. And see any other ones right there? Ooh, how about GH? That's where my eyes went next. Doesn't matter what order they come in. You just want to try to find them all. And ooh, EJ is also vertical. Now, I know that if I were to put a whole bunch more points into this picture, I could have a whole bunch more vertical line segments, like from, let me get a color here, from here to here. But when they give you an assignment like this, just go with the points that they're offering you. You don't have to make new ones. Ooh, horizontal line segments on this door. Now we're going like the horizon back and forth. Definitely KL, that's the one my eyes found first. Again, the order doesn't matter. That's also why it's really good that you're going to grade this, because it can make my eyes get a little twitchy trying to grade everything. And what about NM down here? Yep, line segment NM. Or if you would prefer to call it MN, you go right ahead. That's all there is to it. Vertical and horizontal line segments meet at right angles and are perpendicular to each other. Vertical lines are parallel to each other. Horizontal lines are parallel to each other. My friends, we have some workbook pages for you to play around with in your workbook, lots of stuff to label and name, and there's a grading master to find. If you lost or stuck, rewatch this video, or just stick with the workbook pages. I know this one, it's like it's synthesizing your art and your math. Ah, so satisfying. I know you've got this one. Hey guys, thanks for playing vertical and horizontal lines with me. I love playing math with you. Bye-bye for now.